Hey guys, and welcome to a front and side split stretch routine with me. So I encourage you to just take today's stretch class either as full on or as gentle as you like. The key with improving flexibility is not going all out in one day, it's about doing little and often, so coming back and doing this stretch class a couple times throughout the week. So just listen to your body and do what your body needs. And with that in mind, we will go through today's routine and let's get started. So we want to come up into our lunge position. We're going to focus on lengthening out through our hip flexors. So I want you to tuck your pelvis under and really open up through those hip flexors. You're going to feel like you're tucking your pelvis underneath. Reach up that arm, the same arm as the leg that's down on the floor, and reach towards the side. Throughout this stretch class, I really want you to focus on breathing nice and deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. When we breathe nice and deeply, it's going to encourage our bodies to relax rather than to tense up. And that's exactly what we want, to encourage our body to feel safe in these positions and to actually improve our flexibility rather than just kind of making our body angry by going into these more restrictive positions. So you should be feeling those hip flexors or even your obliques stretching. Good, nice work. Alright, we're going to come down now into our full lunge position, and I want you to take your hands to the floor. Feel that length between your knee towards your head. You can feel that diagonal line. And you can also feel your hips opening up as you drop those hips closer down towards the floor. Again, just focus on that breath. Nice big breath in and out. Great work. I always encourage people on every out breath to try and stretch further or go deeper into the stretch. Great work. Now if you'd like to come down with me, we're going to try and bring our hands onto the floor, or our forearms to the floor, but by all means you can stay up in that other position I was just in before, as that position there is still going to be really effective. Keep focusing on that breath. You're doing really well. You might start to feel this in your groin, and that's totally normal. Alright, tuck the toe underneath, lift your body up and pivot your underneath foot, opening up your top palm towards the ceiling. This is a little bit more active, this position. And we're just going to hold it here. You're doing well. Keep breathing. Keep that foot planted on the floor to help you stabilize. And feel that length between your fingertip and your hand on the floor. Awesome work. Keep breathing in and out. And we'll come back and unpivot that foot, place the knee back onto the floor. From here, we're going to lift up onto our knee and then bend our back backwards. You can stay here, or if you'd like to challenge yourself, come with me, release those hands and allow your hands to lift up and hold you into this position. You may not feel like you're getting very far back with your back bend, and that's okay. The main idea is just to try your best. Even a small back bend is still going to be an effective stretch. Release those hands down, and now we're going to sit back into our hamstrings. So you can take two positions here. Either you can sit onto your back heel and keep that front leg straight, or you can maneuver that leg and place it by your knee if it's more comfortable for you. I'm going to sit onto my heel, and from here I'm just going to reach my hands forward and then focus on my breath. Breathe in and then out, try to walk my hands further forward. Breathe in and out, relax that head down. Good, breathe in and out, reach those fingers further forward. And again, breathe in and out, take those fingers as far forward as you can. Try to breathe into that pain and let it go. Good, coming up. Now we're going to go into our full splits. So if you need blocks here to support you, I would grab them. If you're comfortable coming with me, we're just going to support our body as we press down into the splits. Now, I'm not the best at demonstrating this. You can see I'm not quite in my splits, but also try to keep both of your hips facing the front. So one hand either side of your body, just hold that weight and then breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. On every out breath, just try to release your hands a little bit more so that your legs are falling closer to the floor. Awesome work. Stay with me. We've got this. Keep breathing. And gently bring the back leg towards the front. Give the legs a little shake out. Well done. That is our first side all finished. Now we're going to repeat that sequence on our other leg. So you don't have to turn around. I'm just turning around so you can see the angles of my body better. So we're going to start with that hip flexor stretch. We're going to lengthen through the front of our thigh and then try to tuck our pelvis into a bit more of a posterior tilt. Reach that arm up and over and just encourage the lengthening of your hip flexors and your obliques. So this should feel like quite a nice stretch, especially in comparison to something like the splits. But hip flexors do get really tight, typically just with the way that we sit a lot and kind of the modern movement. Most people sit a little too often, so this is a really good stretch for us to just try and lengthen through those hip flexors. Great work. Alright, we're going to press forward into our lunge. You might need to move your front foot forward a little bit. And then we're going to place our hands down onto the mat. So I want you to focus on trying to let your hips drop and sink towards the floor. And just keep thinking of that line between your knee out to your head. With each out breath, or as your muscles start to feel more comfortable, try to increase the stretch, try to drop lower. Awesome work. And then remember, we're going to go onto our forearms if you'd like to increase the stretch, or you can stay up in this high plank position. You may feel the adductors or the groin stretching as you're coming down, and that's really normal. But we still want to feel quite a strong stretch into our quads and our hip flexors. Awesome work. Keep breathing. And we'll come back up. Now we're going to tuck our toe under Lift our knee, pivot on that back foot, and open our arm towards the ceiling. Hold this nice and strong. Keep those shoulders down and keep breathing. Keep both of your feet firmly planted on the mat and try to find that rotation through your body so that you've got a straight line from your fingertips to your palm onto the mat. You're doing awesome. Great, place that hand back to the mat, unpivot that leg, place the knee and foot down. We're going to rise back up into our long lunge, then press our back, looking back. If you'd like to increase this stretch, take your hands and float them up and try to lift your gaze towards the ceiling or just a little bit above eye line. Keep breathing. And release those hands. And we're going to sit back into our hamstring stretch. Again, you can stay in this position here, or you can bring that other leg in towards your knee. I don't mind sitting on my foot, so I'm going to go back to that position. Reach both your hands now and then walk them forward, almost like a little caterpillar climbing forward in the position. Release your head and try to sync those little movements forward with your hands with your breath. So breathe in and then out, reach your hands further forward. We're aiming for our head to come onto our knee. So every out breath, just try to relax and release any tension. Well done. Coming up. Alright, it's time for the full thing. So we're going to lower ourselves down carefully into our full splits. Try to keep both of your hips square to the front. Hold your body up. And then with every out breath, you're just trying to allow your body to drop down that little bit lower. So you might be more restricted in your quads, or you might be more restricted in your hamstrings. Either or, it's okay. Those are things we can work on in isolation. But it is good to just come into the splits, both stretching together. You're doing well. Stay with me. We're almost there. And release that back foot towards the front. Give it a shake out. Well done. Alright, we are coming into our side splits now. So for this, again, it's going to depend where you're at with your side splits, but I just want you to feel comfortable and only take it as far as you need to today. So let's shift back on our mat so our bottom's at the back, and then bring our heels to the front. Use both hands, one in front and one behind. Press up and then lift your body forward. That's how you're going to make little increments to open up into the stretch. Alright, taking one hand, reaching up and over. We're going to start with a side bend in our second splits. So for this one, we want to angle our body so that we're keeping our torso front on towards the front. We should really feel this in through our obliques on the side where our arm is stretching. Also try to keep your knees facing the ceiling. Make sure that your knees don't roll forward and drop inwards. With every out breath, you're trying to reach that hand up and out. And we're going to roll that hand in, other hand comes up, and let's go to the other side, reaching over. Awesome work. Reach that hand, breathe in and out. Then roll that arm through, bring the other out, back to side. Now we're going to reach over and point our toes, and this time we're going to take our head towards our knee. So if you can't reach your knee today, that's absolutely fine. Just hold on to the leg and try to lean towards the knee. Wherever you are in space, just keep reaching towards that knee. Keep breathing. And let's come up to the side. Let's reach to the other side and then reposition our body so we're coming down towards that knee. You can take your hands to your calf or to your ankles, wherever feels comfortable for you. Doing a great job. Alright, coming up. Now we are going to walk our hands forward. So if you can, just come forward a little bit more before we start this. Now we're going to walk our hands forward so that our forearms are on the floor, if that's possible for you. For this, you can kind of bend your back. So just a reminder, keep those knees up. Don't let the knees roll in and down as you're coming forward. Try to keep those knees facing the ceiling. So coming down into our forearm stretch. If you can, you're going to walk your hands forward and try to reach your head towards the floor. It's okay if you're not stretching as far as I'm showing right now. And if you're going further, that's also amazing, and you can. If you can get your head and your chest on the floor, by all means do so. What I mean to say is, wherever you are today, it's absolutely fine. There's always more or less you can do, and it doesn't matter. It's all about you and just looking after your body. Great work. Now I want you to walk those hands up. Readjust your body if you need to or want to. Reach your hands forward and then lean forward in a flat back. So no longer are we curving through our spine. Now you can release those hands down. And let's try that again. Reach those arms up. Lift up and out through your spine. Come forward into a flat back. And release those hands down. Reach further forward. Well done. Alright, now we're going to try an advanced stretch. So if you don't want to do this with me today, that's absolutely fine. I'd recommend just walking yourself back into the stretch we were just in. Otherwise, come with me, tip yourself forward, make sure you hold yourself really strong in this position. So you want to have one hand supporting you underneath your hips and the other hand, like I'm demonstrating, just underneath your head. Keep breathing. This is just letting gravity support us in this relatively difficult position. But well done. That's all over. Give those legs a shake. Bring those legs together. And thank you so much for doing this splits routine with me. If you are trying to increase your splits, then I'd recommend doing this every second day and really see your legs improve as you get into both your front and side splits. Thanks a lot.